Well, that was this guy. Come on! Hi guys, welcome to Beard's Eye View, and it's going to be my spoiler review for episode 2 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. Yeah, it's been a Friday night watching Mandalorian, so hats on, sweats on, I don't care. I think the beard's not even looking that great, but anyway. Before we begin, don't forget to like and comment down below, subscribe and ring the bell to be notified whenever I do videos. I do them every single week, so make sure you keep a lookout for those, as well as everything Mandalorian, all on this channel. The Passenger is the title for this episode, and this episode, it was fun. It was very comical in areas. Mando had a lot more to say in this episode than he probably has done in any episode previous. But it was a weird episode, given the massive cliffhanger that we had at the end of last episode, and where the direction was kind of going. This one just kind of does an offshoot and goes completely somewhere else. And although it was enjoyable, it just kind of took me in a direction I didn't know we were going to go in. I will say one thing, it definitely did more for character development with Mando and the child. That worked better, just they've definitely become this kind of father and son kind of thing now, and that pushes through the entire episode, and that works absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. So character development here definitely worked better than the last episode, but it's just the fact of where we were in this episode compared to where I thought we were going to be. I do like how it starts as well with him being attacked by these bandits and everything, and he gives them the jetpack to stop them from killing the child, and he just used the jetpack around, bang, knocks him to the floor, gets the jetpack back. That was funny, but I thought that was leading somewhere, that maybe they were kind of in cahoots with Boba Fett, and that maybe there was going to be something there that builds up to it. But no, it's just the speeder was wrecked. He just carries everything back into Mos Eisley, gets a tip off from another Mandalorian, and then has to take this passenger, who is some kind of like gecko lady with eggs, that she needs to get to her planet because otherwise they'll die, and he takes her on this kind of passenger thing without being able to use light speed and gets into a load of trouble. It's fine, and I don't mind him going off in that kind of tangent. I just kind of hope that we kind of get back on track to where I think this episode is going, with the whole thing with Boba Fett and just more Jedi and the Mandalorians and just that whole premise. This one just kind of went that way. I mean, the child eating the eggs just all the time, like 2 or 3 times through the episode, even right at the very end of the episode, straight through his mouth. Hilarious. Just the comedy in this episode was definitely probably one of the most, I think it's probably the most comedic kind of episode they've done so far. So they get attacked by X-Wings because they haven't got a clearance code of some sort to be going where they're going, and he kind of ditches out and gets, kind of runs away from in this kind of snow planet, and then crashes and gets stuck there basically. And I thought, no, I don't know how they're getting out of this, like the hull's been ruptured and everything. Just a quick theory thing going out there. I don't know because I haven't researched it in any way, but I think that cold, like kind of ice planet is Ilum. People might think, oh, maybe it's Hoth, but I think it's Ilum. For anybody who doesn't know where Ilum is the planet where Jedi take their trainee kind of Jedis, their Padawans and everything, to pick out their crystal, their Kyber crystal for their lightsabers. And then in the future, Ilum becomes Starkiller Base in The Force Awakens. I don't know 100% whether that planet is that, but I'm pretty confident that it might be. They've got to kind of wait around and just, he's kind of got to fix like the ship and everything. And then he kind of goes for a wander, like he sees that the kind of gecko lady has gone for a wander and found this hot spring to relax in with the eggs and whatnot. And Baby Yoda's with him, and he finds other eggs, which is weird, and then he kind of eats one because he's obviously obsessed with eating, thinking with his stomach like Chewie does all the time. And then that brings out a whole mess of trouble with all these spiders hatch, and the bigger ones come out, and these 2 massive ones come out, and they're attacking them and everything, and absolutely annoying. He's trying to take them out with fire, his guns, his detonators, everything. They're running back to the ship. They get back to the ship, and it's just being absolutely hoarded by them. They run up into the cockpit, and they're being attacked. And I'm literally thinking to myself, how are they getting out of this? Like, how are they getting out of this? I thought, is Boba Fett going to appear? And I was like, well, that would be a bit stupid for him to know exactly where they went and be able to get off to world of Tatooine, even though he must have been stuck there for 5 years. So that would have been so ridiculous. But no, it was the X-Wings that came back and kind of helped them out, because it looked like they were pretty much done with, to be honest. They tried to take off, didn't work, big one kind of attacked them. The X-Wings came out and cleared everything out, and they kind of sorted things out with what he's done and what he hasn't done, and they haven't arrested him, so they buggered off. And then he managed to get the ship going again, or they have to stay in the cockpit because obviously the hull is ruptured, and they kind of get out of the planet and kind of drift off to head towards this planet that this kind of gecko lady wants to go to, and that is the end of the episode. And like I say, it doesn't even finish the episode with this kind of new passenger character of getting to her planet or anything. So this is obviously going to continue, and I don't know how we're going to get to that and then get back on track to what we're meant to be doing with other things, be it Mandalorians and Jedi and Boba Fett and all that kind of stuff. Don't get me wrong, it was a fun episode. There was definitely, like I said, good character development with this kind of father-son thing, comical little moments, and it worked really well. Baby Yoda is still absolutely adorable, even when he's murdering little eggs and eating them. This new kind of gecko lady character, she's kind of adorable and everything. It's kind of motherly character. I quite like that. There's nothing inherently wrong with the episode. It just seemed that it was in a completely different direction to where, as I've said, I thought we were going. For me, it wasn't as good as the first episode, because the first episode was a hell of a premiere, loads of action, awesome stuff, loads of teasers to Boba Fett, and obviously the massive reveal at the end. Going into the next episode, you expect them to follow up on that, and the fact that they just didn't at all. I'm trying to think, well, how are we getting back here then? How are we getting back to Boba Fett? Does that mean he has to go back to Tatooine at some point? He must do. Because given my theory earlier, Boba Fett just randomly popping up, that can't happen, can it? It can't just be like he's in dead stuck and suddenly Boba Fett appears. Because Boba Fett's been, he's alive on Tatooine, as we've been revealed in the last episode, but he's been stuck on Tatooine. He must have been stuck on Tatooine because he hasn't got any of his gear. If he was able to come off-world, he would have by now, surely. In the last 5 years, he's stuck there. Either that or he's only just popped out of the Sarlacc pit, but I seriously doubt that. It means that that Mando has got to go back to Tatooine at some point. And I'm fine with it, as long as it makes absolute sense. You know what I mean? I don't want it to just be like, right, well, we've got nothing else to do, so let's pop back to Tatooine. It has to make sense. We don't want to do it just because we want to get to Boba Fett. There has to be a logical reason. And I thought that's what we were doing in the first episode, but then this episode just kind of went, nope, we're going to go over here instead. Overall, guys, it was a fun episode. It was funny. It was adorable. It was good character development. There was some fun kind of little things there. Thinking that it might be the planet Ilum was a nice little Easter egg kind of thing to put in there. And, I'm interested to see how this kind of bit ends, this kind of section of The Mandalorian Season 2. But overall, I'm a little bit kind of weirded out, kind of like, maybe should it have gone this way? We're meant to kind of go in this direction, we've gone in that direction instead. So I'm just kind of like, I really hope that they don't deviate too far from what we kind of expecting to happen, I suppose. It just seemed a little bit of a weird one, this episode. Enjoyable, but weird. So that's what I thought of episode 2 of season 2 of The Mandalorian. What did you think about it? Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell. If you want to find me on social media, any of these, all links are in the description, and I'll see you soon.